Everyone's a starter, but not everyone's a finisher. And that's the difference between mediocrity and greatness. That's the line between those who dream and those who live the dream. Because starting is exciting, starting is easy, starting gets applause, but finishing is lonely. Finishing is brutal. Finishing is sacred, and that's why most never make it.
Look around. You'll see them everywhere. Half-built businesses, half-written books, half-lived dreams, all abandoned. Not because they were impossible, but because someone gave up too soon. You see, the world is full of people who almost made it. People who were this close to their breakthrough, but they walked away. Why? Because finishing demands more than just talent. It demands guts. It demands persistence. It demands a soul that refuses to bow to fear or fatigue. You didn't come this far to leave your masterpiece unfinished.
I don't care how many times you've failed. I don't care how many things you've left undone in the past. That's not who you are now. Right now. In this moment, you have a choice to let the old you win, or to become the kind of person who finishes. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be fast. You just have to be relentless. So what if it takes longer than expected? So what if it gets messy? You stay in the fight. You push through the fear. You claw your way forward. If you have to, because you're not built to leave chapters unfinished. You're not built to walk away halfway. You were made to see it through.
What no one tells you about chasing your dreams is this. The beginning is a spark. The finish line is a flame. But everything in between, that's the grind. That's where it gets ugly. That's where the excitement dies and the discipline begins. You're going to wake up one day and not feel motivated. You'll look at your goal and think, why did I even start this? That's when you push. That's when you take one more step. Because you're not just building a project, you're building you. And the only way to grow is to grind through the parts no one else is willing to. Finishing isn't glamorous. It's bloody, it's sweaty, it's silent, but it's real. And it's the only path to greatness. We all love the high of beginning something new. New goals, new plans, new routines, new ideas. And for a moment, it feels incredible. We feel alive, hopeful, powerful. But that feeling fades. The spark burns out. Reality sets in. Suddenly, work is no longer fun. The process is no longer sexy. And that's where most people quit. But here's the truth. Starting is a rush. Finishing is a reward. Because finishing changes you. Finishing builds your identity. Finishing teaches you who you really are. You don't become great by starting 1,000 things. You become great by finishing the one that matters.
You started something. You gave it your time, your energy, your mind, your heart. Now your name is attached to it. Your name. It matters. It's your brand. It's your word. It's your legacy. So what are you saying to the world when you walk away from something you once said mattered? You're saying, my word doesn't count. My commitment doesn't matter. But you're not that person. You are someone whose name means something. You're someone who finishes what they start.
Do you know what separates good from legendary? It's not skill. It's not money. It's not connections. It's consistency until completion. Legendary people don't just start strong. They finish stronger. They see it through. They don't let excuses win. They don't let fatigue speak louder than their vision. When it gets hard, they double down. When others quit, they accelerate. Because they understand something most never will. You don't get remembered for what you started. You get remembered for what you finished.
There's no pause button in life. There's no come back later option. Time doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Opportunity doesn't stand still. While you're hesitating, someone else is finishing. While you're doubting, someone else is doing God. And every minute you delay, your dream drifts further away. You don't have forever. You have now. So don't just think about finishing. Don't just talk about it. Don't just dream about it. Get up. Lock in. Close the gap. Finish what? You started before time finishes you.
You may not realize it, but someone is watching you. A little brother, a friend, a stranger, someone who is inspired by your journey. They don't need you to be perfect. They need you to finish. They need to see that it can be done. Because when you finish, you light the path for others. You become proof that persistence pays. You become the spark for someone else's fire. Your finish line is not just about you. It's a signal to the world that greatness is possible.
That dream you have, that business idea, that invention, that story, that creation. If you don't finish it, someone else will. Because ideas are energy, and energy doesn't sit still. It moves to the one bold enough to finish. So while you hesitate, someone else is working. While you procrastinate, someone else is building. While you're stuck in "I'll do it later," someone else is already launching. You don't own the dream unless you finish it. There are no participation trophies. In purpose, you either execute or watch someone else do it better. The world needs what you STRTED. It's not just about you. It never was. That project you're building, that message you're writing, that story you want to tell. Somebody out there needs it. They're stuck in a dark place right now, waiting for a light only you can shine, and they don't even know it yet. But they're waiting on you to finish, waiting for the book, the app, the speech, the business, the breakthrough. And if you quit, they'll never receive it. So finish it for them. Finish it for the ones who will never meet you, but whose lives will be changed by your courage. You're too close to SDO for right now. You might feel exhausted. You might feel like progress is slow. You might be thinking, what's the point? Here's the truth. You are closer than you think. The moment you want to quit the most, that's usually the moment right before the breakthrough. Don't let the pain fool you. Don't let the fatigue make decisions for your future. Hold the line. One more rep, one more page, one more day. You might be one push away from changing everything. So keep going, keep showing up, keep breathing life into that dream. The finish line is just ahead. Finishing builds trust with YOURSILF. Want real confidence? You want real worth? Then finish what you start. Because every time you do, you teach your mind, I can count on me. That's how self-respect is built. Not with affirmations. Not with fake POSITIVITY. Not with proof. Finishers carry themselves differently. They look in the mirror and see a warrior. They walk into rooms with quiet fire. They don't need to shout "Dot" because they know who they are. This isn't just a project I tease, a promise. When you started this thing, you made a promise to yourself, to your future, to your name. Now you're in the heat of it. And this is the moment that defines whether that promise was real or just another feel-good statement. You VA got two choices. Break the promise, break the limits. Finishers break limits. They keep the promise 7 when it's hard, even when no one's watching, even when it hurts, because that's what integrity looks like. That's what power looks like. This is more than a goal. It's a vow. Honor it. Finish it. Win it. You don't need more time. You need more DECIs. So love to say, I just need more time. But let's be honest, it's not about time. It's about decision. The decision to finish no matter what. You've already started. You've already invested. You've already paid the price. Now decide. No more delay. No more dragging your feet. Make the decision once and then make it true every single day. That's how finishers win. Not with more time, with more resolve. That when you finish, you set a new STNDR. This is bigger than just one project. When you finish something hard, you rewire your brain. You set a new standard of living. You're no longer someone who tries. You become someone who delivers. And that standard bleeds into everything. Your relationships, your health, your work, your faith. When you become a finisher in one area, you raise the bar in every area. It's not just about completing a goal. It's about becoming the kind of person who finishes always. Final push. Burn the excuses. Finish SDRO in final moment. Dot all your fears. Burn them all your doubts. Silence them all your excuses. Erase them, because right here, right now, you have the power to decide. I will not be one of the many who quit. I will be one of the few who finishes. Let them doubt. Let them wait. Let them forget your name. Because when you finish, they'll have no choice but to remember. Not because you talked the loudest. Not because you were perfect, but because you showed up. You stayed in the storm, and you finished what you started. And that is the mark of a legend.
Let's talk about the enemies of completion. They don't come with swords. They don't wear armor. They wear masks of doubt, fear, and distraction. You'll hear them whisper, "It's too late to finish. No one cares if you stop now. It's not perfect anyway." But let me tell you something. Those voices, they're lies. They're echoes of your past trying to change your future. And if you listen to them, if you believe them, you'll bury everything you ever wanted 6 feet under comfort, Dot, so when those monsters show up, you fight. You fight with focus. You fight with discipline. You fight with the memory of why you started. Because the only way to silence those voices is to finish louder than they ever spoke. There's a pain worse than failure. It's the pain of being the almost guy, the one who almost made it, the one who almost wrote that book, the one who almost changed their life. Dot, do you really want to carry that weight? Do you really want to live with what if? Because every unfinished dream becomes a ghost that haunts your future. But when you finish, you bury the ghost. You silence the doubt. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. IT's not supposed to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would finish. But easy doesn't grow you. Easy doesn't transform you. The finish line is supposed to hurt. That pain you. Feel that resistance. That's the edge of your current self dying. So the stronger version of you can be born. So don't you dare back down because it's tough. Tough is the toll you pay for transformation. Tough is the price of finishing. And let me tell you, it's worth it. Remember why you start when your energy fades, when your faith cracks, when quitting feels like the only option. Remember why you started. Remember the fire that made you take that first step. Remember the vision that burned in your chest. Remember the version of you who believed it was possible. That person still lives in you. They're just buried under fatigue, fear, and noise. But they're not gone. Reach deep. Find that fire again. And finish what you started, not for the world, but for the person who had the courage to begin. The day you finish will be unforgettable. There will come a day. You'll stand at the top of the mountain. You'll look back at every sleepless night, every setback, every scar, and you'll say, I did it. Not because it was easy, not because everything went perfectly, but because you finished. That moment, it will echo through your soul for the rest of your life. Dot, it will change how you walk, how you speak, how you see yourself. Because once you finish something that mattered, you realize you can finish anything. Every step is still worth it. Maybe you've drifted. Maybe you've been stuck. Maybe your goal feels miles away. Dot, it's not too late. Every step still matters. Every second you invest still builds momentum. Every effort still counts. Even if you fell off, get back in. Even if you lost time, make up for it now. Even if you forgot your why, find it again. The finish line didn't disappear. You just stopped moving. Dot, so start again. And this time, don't stop. Finishers get rewarded. Starters get forgotten. Dot, the world doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards execution. You can have the best ideas. You can have the strongest passion. But if you don't finish, you vanish. Dot, the finishers, the closers. They're the ones who change the game. They're the ones who get remembered. They're the ones who write the story. Dot, be that person. Don't just light the fire, keep it burning. Don't just make the promise, keep it. Don't just start the race, cross the damn line. One day, this will be your proof every day you choose to keep going. You're collecting evidence. Proof that you're not a quitter. Proof that you're different. Proof that you're powerful. One day, you'll look back at everything you finished and you'll realize you became unstoppable not because of what you started, but because of what you refused to leave undone. And that's the moment you'll understand. Finishers don't just change their lives. They change the world. Final word. Finish IT. Period. No. More half-done dreams. No more almosts. No more maybe laters. Finish what you started. Write the last chapter. Close the loop. Deliver the punchline. Because every time you finish, you become something greater. A warrior, a builder, a leader, a finisher. And finishers, they are rare. They are respected. They are remembered. So make the promise. Lock it. Finish strong. No more. Starting for the sake of starting. This time you finish. No matter what. No matter how long. No matter how hard. You finish. Period. When you finish, you become undeniably. You know what happens when you finish something the world thought you couldn't? You become undeniable. They can ignore your voice. They can question your skill. They can mock your vision. But they cannot ignore your results. Results speak louder than dreams. Completion roars louder than intention. When you finish, you don't have to explain yourself anymore. You don't have to beg people to believe in you. You don't have to convince anyone of your worth. You become proof. You become the answer to every what if. You become the truth that silences the noise. Finishing transforms you from a dreamer into a doer, from a talker into a conqueror. Nobody owes you a finish line, and no one's coming to build the path for you. No one's going to hold your hand across the finish line. No one's going to wake you up at 5 a.m. No one's going to take the hits for you. This is on you. If you want the win, you've got to earn it. You started this race. You laced up your shoes. You chose the path. So finish it. The world doesn't owe you a victory just because you began. You finish or you don't. There is no in-between. There is no almost legend. There is no kind of great. There is only done or undone. Which one will your story be? Your destiny is on the other side of finishing. Every time you stop halfway, you delay your destiny. Every time you give up, you restart the clock. You keep living the same year over and over. Same habits, same problems, same doubts, same comfort zone. But when you finish, you don't just win a goal. You unlock the next level of your life. That version of you that you dream about, they live on the other side of I finished it. You want the business, finish the grind. You want the body, finish the reps. You want the peace, finish the storm. There is no elevation without completion. There is no breakthrough without follow-through. You must finish. No one believes in you. Perfect. Prove them wrong. Let's talk truth. Maybe no one clapped for you. Maybe they rolled their eyes when you said your goal. Maybe they said you'd never do it. Good. Use it. Fuel yourself with every doubt. Turn every laugh into fire. Let their disbelief become your obsession. Because when you cross that finish line, when you prove them all wrong, that silence will be deafening. They won't say a word. Because your success will say everything. And you'll walk past them with your head high. Not because you wanted revenge, but because you were too busy finishing to care about opinions.